I'm a brilliant intellectual.
As am I.
The two of us were sick and tired of dealing with troglodytes, and so we moved into a bomb shelter so we wouldn't catch the stupid.
To stay sharp, we spent our days pursuing the pastime of true intellectuals, debunking YouTube videos. But when the world needed us most, we disappeared.
Without uploading for over a year.
We had caught the stupid.
The pandemic resulted in the unwashed masses trespassing into our shelter and destroying our brains with how stupid they are.
Our brilliant IQs went from above average
to below.
The doctor said we had no chance of recovery, and that we should probably just kill ourselves.
Instead, we went through intense rehabilitation. Regained our cognitive function.
And then some.
And we're returning to do what we were always meant to do.
Debunk YouTube videos!
What are you up to?
I'm looking for my book.
Your book?
Yes, my 5,000-year-old book that tells me every time a man and a woman have sex, it makes a baby.
What?
Yeah, don't you know? Pro-lifers believe in a 5,000-year-old book that says every time a man and woman have sex, there's a baby. Bill Nye said so. He's a science guy.
Well, if we ever want to find this mysterious book, we should watch the Bill Nye video you saw him say this in for clues.
Good idea. And we'll debunk it along the way.
Many more hundreds of eggs are fertilized than become humans.
Why, yes, this is true. Millions of giraffe and fish and bird eggs are fertilized, and none of those become human. But when a human sperm fertilizes a human egg, well, you don't exactly end up with a pterodactyl, now do you?
Eggs get fertilized, and by that I mean sperm get accepted by ova.
Thank you for that.
A lot. But that's not all you need. You have to attach to the uterine wall.
Ah, I see. So once they attach to the uterine wall, they're human, right, Bill? And you're against killing them after that? Or do you have no clear stance on when the line is drawn?
Inside of a womb, a woman's womb.
A woman's womb? Why would you assume it's a woman's womb?
Cut him some slack. It was a different time. 2016.
But if you're going to hold that as a standard, that is to say, if you're going to say, when an egg is fertilized, it's therefore has the same rights as an individual.
Okay, not only is it not human, it's not an individual either? Is it a group, Bill? Should things not be called what they literally are?
Then whom are you going to sue? Whom are you going to imprison? Every woman who's had a fertilized egg pass through her? Every guy whose sperm has fertilized an egg and then it didn't become a human? Have all these people failed you?
What?
Well, Mr. Science Guy, let's use our powers of observation to look to parts of the world where abortion is illegal and preborn humans have rights. Are people sued for having miscarriages there? Before Roe v. Wade, did men get thrown in jail for fertilizing an egg that later miscarried? Let's commission a study on that one. I'm sure it's a real tough answer to find.
It's just a reflection of a deep scientific lack of understanding.
Or a deep historic lack of understanding.
You would think Abe Lincoln would remember how the country looked before abortion was legal.
And you literally, or you apparently literally don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Bill Nye, the can't imagine a world where abortion is illegal and women don't go to jail for miscarriages guy?
And so when it comes to women's rights with respect to their reproduction, I think you should leave it to women.
And I think you should leave scientific issues to real scientists or philosophical issues to philosophers.
It's really, you cannot help but notice. I mean, I'm not the first guy to observe this.
Not the first guy to observe a whole lot, are ya?
You have a lot of men of European descent passing these extraordinary laws.
Yeah, in European countries. Wow, men of European descent passing laws in countries that were colonized by Europe? Are you sure you're not the first guy to point that out?
It's based on ignorance.
passing laws putting women in jail for having miscarriages, right? That's what being pro-life is about?
How audacious for him to call anyone ignorant on this issue.
Sorry, you guys. I know it was written, or your interpretation of a book written 5,000 years ago.
What?
What is he talking about?
Some might think he's talking about the Bible, but no one said anything about it. And Bill is a science guy. He would have to know that the oldest parts of the Bible were written 4,000 years ago, and the official canon wasn't finished until 1,700 years ago. I mean, the part of the Bible that says thou shalt not kill makes it pretty clear that abortion is wrong, but our argument here is one of embryology. Human sperm plus human egg equals human zygote. So it doesn't sound like he's discussing the same books as us here.
Also, if the unborn child is not a person, pro-choicers are obligated to draw an ideological consistent line for when it becomes one in order to justify killing them before that. At what point during neonatal development does an unborn person magically become human, Bill? Is it a human at 9 months, immediately before birth? What about a baby which is 1 month premature? That child has human rights. Are those granted by the birth canal? Have you thought about any of these things, or am I speaking in 5,000-year-old religious texts?
50 centuries ago.
I really want to find this book.
Makes you think that when a man and a woman have sexual intercourse, they always have a baby.
Who said that? I mean, yes, Bill, that is where babies come from, but who said every time people have sex, they have a baby? What does that have to do with anything?
That's wrong.
Wow, you don't say, Bill!
And so to pass laws based on that belief is inconsistent with nature.
Okay, let's make a deal. We'll pass pro-life laws, but only ones that aren't based on a 5,000-year-old book telling us babies are born every time people have sex. Sound good?
I mean, it's hard not to get frustrated with this, everybody.
Yep, sure is.
And I know nobody likes abortion.
Why not? Because a 5,000-year-old book told them that every time a man and woman have sex, a baby is made? Or are there, like, other reasons you might be able to conceive of for not liking abortion?
Okay, but you can't tell somebody what to do. I mean, she has rights over this, especially if she doesn't like the guy that got her pregnant.
Bill, I don't get it. Why don't people like abortion? I mean, the reasons you described for being against it all sounded really stupid and silly. Why are you falling back on, it's bad, but we should allow it because the situation is complicated? I thought it was like basically the same as menstruation.
Like, she doesn't want anything to do with your genes. Get over it.
Sounds like projection.
Especially if she were raped and all this.
Why is he bringing up rape? Why would you need rape in order to justify abortion if it's trivial? Is he okay with banning abortion if the woman wasn't raped? Weird how he's giving so many qualifiers for reasons we should accept abortion when it's a totally normal, healthy thing to do people only oppose for superstitious reasons.
So, it's very frustrating on the outside, on the other side.
I bet.
We have so many more important things to be dealing with.
Yeah, 800,000 people being killed before they're born every year in the United States isn't a big deal at all. Come on.
We have so many more problems. To squander resources on this argument based on bad science, on just lack of understanding.
Speak for yourself.
It's very frustrating.
Speak for ourselves.
You wouldn't know how big a human egg was if it weren't for microscopes, if it weren't for scientists.
What point is he making?
Who are medical researchers looking diligently. You wouldn't know the process. You wouldn't have that shot, the famous shot or shots where the sperm are bumping up against the egg. You wouldn't have that without science.
Ah, yes, I forgot. We hate science because we're cartoon characters.
So then to claim that you know the next step when you obviously don't.
Actually, I do think I know the next step, Bill. Sperm fertilized egg. Completely unique human with their own genetic code, which is totally indistinguishable from a fully grown person's, now exists and continues to grow from that very moment until their death.
It's trouble. Okay, let me do that again.
Please don't.
Let me just pull back. At some point, we have to respect the facts.
Yeah, like, people are only pro-life because the Bible was written 5,000 years ago and says every time people have sex, a baby is made.
Recommending or insisting on abstinence has been completely ineffective.
That is both contested and irrelevant. Continue.
Just being objective here.
No.
Closing abortion clinics, closing giving women access to birth control has not been an effective way to lead to healthier societies.
That's a weird and vague claim, but given the quality of your precise claims, I'm glad you chose not to flush it out.
I think we all know that.
No, we know that a 5,000-year-old book told us a baby is made every time a man and woman have sex.
And I understand that you have deeply held beliefs.
You understand we have beliefs, you just don't understand our beliefs.
I mean, talk about accurately summarizing your opponent's position.
And and it really is ultimately out of respect for people, in this case, your perception of unborn people. I understand that.
I don't think you do.
But I really encourage you to look at the facts. And I know people are now critical of the expression fact-based.
I wonder why.
But what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it is nothing you've said is fact-based.
So I just really encourage you to not tell women what to do.
Oh, we wouldn't dream of trying. They want nothing to do with our genes.
And not pursue these laws that really are in nobody's best interest.
Yeah, like the law to lock up Ben for having sex with women who have miscarriages. Cut that out, guys.
Just really be objective about this. We have other problems to solve, everybody. Come on. Come on.
Good point.
Let's work together.
He wants to work together?
To do what?
Oh my goodness, to find the book!
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this cartoon, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, keep that discussion going, and donate at patreon.com/freedomtunes to help us make more. Thank you so much.